Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deeply Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deeply Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 165. I forgot to check. It is, it is 165. Today is Saturday, January 14th, 2017. See, it takes like a whole month to acclimate. And I'm glad you could join me today. So, I'm recording a little bit later. What was it? I had grand plans and then meh. So, what was it? I was hoping to actually do some dyeing today, but I realized that my fiber was not quite ready for that step yet, so I ended up doing a little bit of that. So, let's see. Just have all sorts of crazy things going on, so I will show this off first, because it starts at the top. Ended up casting on a new project last night. This is the Into Darkness pattern by Boo Knits. And I'm not too far into it, but I did manage to stick some beads in. You see the bead? There aren't too many beads, but they do add some sparkle. And this is out of my Madeline Tosh Merino Light in the Cobalt colorway. So I'm doing the stockinette stitch version of the shawl, and so far I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It has a different way of doing the crescent increases, and I think it looks really nice. I was impressed with how it turned out. So, nice big holes there. And really I think it's one that you can only use with a crescent style shawl. So, interesting. So, not too far into it. It was the case where I realized I was getting a bit tired of the projects I was working on, so I'm like, okay, I've been carrying it around forever, I may as well cast on. So, I probably will want to print the pattern out, and I hadn't, and then I'm using these beads that, what was it? So these are the silver lined clear ones, and I really like how they look in the shawl, so it's pretty cool. The other thing that actually got a decent amount of love, trapped in my bag, is my socks. So this is my vanilla sock pattern, which is called Just Ribbing. I ended up finishing the gusset decrease, and then I've just been working away on the foot. So this is for my Happy Hooves bat, whatever. And so it's coming along. Definitely not the smoothest sock yarn I've ever made, but oh well. So I still have, what is it? Another like 2 inches to go on the foot, but I was getting tired of working on it last night, so I'm like, whatever. So, it's coming along. Seems like I'll have a finished sock fairly soon, so not too bad. I finally had gotten to the point where I could notice that I had been using some of the yarn, so tons and tons of yarn here. But looking pretty good. I ended up getting another sparkle area, so that was fun as well. Can't predict when the sparkle will hit. it wasn't evenly distributed sparkle, so there seems to be maybe a little bit of light sparkle, but for the most part it ends up coming in big clumps, so that was interesting. But, I don't know, it wasn't the most exciting knitting ever. It's nice, like, if something else is going on, it's a really great project, but if not too much is going on, Okay. And then the third thing I'm working on is the turtle cozy. I'm trying to think about where I was last week when I podcasted last. So I still haven't broken into the green yet, but I now have 7 turtle cozy spikes, which I have in my tube of turtle cozy spikes, effectively speaking. So I will need some hands-on turtle time, it appears, because, what is it? Because I lined them all up somewhat in the configuration, and it turns out that 4 of my little turtle cozy spikes is bigger than the turtle, which seems to be a problem. And it looks like 3 of them in the configuration that I was planning on using would also be too big for the intended turtle. So I need to sit down with the turtle itself and figure out if the topography saves things or not. Because, what is it? So we got 6.5 inches long, 4.5 inches wide, and 4 inches tall. And very flat on the bottom, so that's a decent amount of topography, so I might be fine with my current turtle spike. I'm afraid that if I make them any smaller, it won't look right anymore, because it's already pretty small, so to go down the next notch in size would be, I think, 15 stitches, and even then, I'm not sure how the rest of it would scale. So I'm happy with how everything's looking, but I sort of need to play around a little bit and figure out if it's going to work or not work. And then it'll help for making the green part of the turtle cozy to actually have the turtle on hand to try it out and that sort of thing. So I'll have to figure something out. Maybe today would have been a good day, but oh well. Okay. So I got a decent amount of progress, all things considered. It's just I'm not sure whether or not I like the progress that I made. I suppose I could keep making the 10 spikes and wing it, but oh well, we'll figure something out. Okie doke. So on the spinning front, there's 4. The other one was here. Where did I put? Oh, here we go. It fell in the ditch. So, what I have here are 2 more skeins of the, what is it? 2 more skeins for my Vorfruit spin. So I have the darkest blues, and then I have my magenta skein. And these 2 probably wouldn't be next to each other actually in the thing I'm making, but so it is, so this one came in right between my other 2, so it was 192 yards. This one I noticed towards the end that I was on the wrong ratio of my wheel. So this one is only 300 yards, so it's a good deal thicker than all of its buddies. But if I end up doing the Viajante with it, then that'll be close to my face, so I don't think that'll be a big deal, because it'll appear bigger even though it appear to be a bigger part of the object, even though it's not. So, really nice. And the other thing was that this one was a little bit of a pain to spin, because I tried combing to combine the fibers and I couldn't pull a proper top from it. There seemed to be long fibers and short fibers, which seems totally strange. I'm not sure what had happened, but the lighter areas you see are the shorter areas of the fiber. This one was just fine. No real problems here. It's coming, it should be a warmer color on the screen, but maybe with my bright red background it doesn't quite come that way. So it'd be the case where this has the maroony magenta bits and then a decent amount of yellow, which is super cool. So nice tonal skein here. I was doing the combo drafting on this one and I'm really happy with how this bad boy turned out. So 2 more. And I've made decent progress on the next one. Let's see. I don't know why I dragged my wheel upstairs, but there you go. So I'm on the correct ratio this time. We'll even reassemble the wheel for you guys, maybe. So this is the sort of the catch-all color. It seemed like it was the in-between one. It's coming out mostly green with decent amount of yellow, but you can see over here there's some of that magenta as well. The fiber itself looks like this. I'll just pull. So the fiber itself comes across as more blue and magenta, but it's been spinning out mostly yellow, so I find that to be interesting. It's mostly, the little bits are mostly yellow, but for some reason when I'm seeing it as fiber, the blue and the magenta really pop. But as the yarn's turning out, it's much more like greeny yellow. And then the last group will be this fiber here. So this has yellows and greens and then light blues and some of the darker blues as well. So that should be, I think the transitions between those should be pretty good. I'm a little curious about how the transition from here to here will go, but it does pick up the yellow in the skein, so I think it'll be okay. And this one has a little bit of the light, but most of the dark blue, so should be interesting. I'm really excited about this project, so what was it? I was hoping that fiber would have arrived in the mail today, but it did not. Oh, such is life. So I'll have to show you guys next week, and it'll probably be the case where by then I will have selected my spin the bin, so there is that. But until my sweater spin fiber comes in, I'm not gonna declare my bin. So and I was hoping to dye the fiber today to throw it into the bin, but honestly, if I included all of the fiber, that could just be a bin itself, so I will have to decide on what it is that I'm really doing. But what I ended up doing today was I decided I thought I had gone through all the fiber and broken it up with respect to locks, but it turned out that it was still sort of crazy. So what I have here is the 4 ounces out of 12 of my really light gray. And you can see just how ridiculously fluffy that all is. So I broke it up into locks, and it was sort of easy because all of the dark stuff had lighter tips. And so it was the case where I wanted to be in more lock form. Here's maybe a nicer example of a lock, but there'd be lock, staple length, excuse me, varied a decent amount. So this guy I have in my hand right now is 6 inches, but and the short answer was what I was doing was grabbing the tips and separating them out so that they'd be in more manageable clumps. Because the plan is to dye the locks, and so, but it was a case where it was all just sort of stuck together from the initial fleece washing, and while I had broken things up somewhat to sort it by color, it wasn't perfect. It needed a little bit more work. So now that it's in log formation, then hopefully it can be a little bit more manageable when I get it all wet again to dye. And the plan is to dye with the Wilton's food coloring. So I split it into 4-ounce batches because I guess an 1/8 teaspoon of dye is good for that much fiber. And the plan is to break it like a mad fool. So I just wanted to make sure that my proportions were right. This probably means that I'm going to have to break up my other 2 groups of colors as well. And maybe there are some fun ideas that I can think of in terms of turning it into a real life project. Like, would be like some sort of sweater spin. I'm assuming, it looks like it could be really thin. And then making it some crazy colors, because that amuses me. So, plan was to do the darker gray with the violet and see what comes of it. Because it should make for some really gorgeous jewel tones. But who knows? It's definitely an ample amount of fiber, but when I'm making the top, I'm sure everything will end up getting graded out. So we shall see. Because if it is like 50% waste from the top, then maybe there's other crazy fun things like making my own bed or roll-logs or something like that with the shorter bits, because it seems like it's all really nice. So not too crazy. So I'd like to thank you guys for your input on the knit along. I think I still need to mull a little bit as to if there's some sort of fun theme that I can put together for that. Or if it's just the case where it needs to line up with something that I'm planning on doing anyways. So, I've been puzzling over that. I don't know, I've just been tremendously excited by the idea of the alternating skein shawl thing, so it may be the case where it's just going to be multi-skein shawls as the theme. I don't know. We'll figure something out, or like color mashup or something like that. I'm not sure. No, I mean, I'm sort of leaning that way right now, though. Feel free to weigh in. I'm whatever. Full of silliness and slightly undecided. I'm trying to think of anything else that I wanted to talk to you guys Should be able to record as normal next week, so that'll be the 21st or the 22nd. It might be a later episode. We'll see. Any other... Whenever I showed you all the things I'm planning on spinning and dyeing, all of the craziness of the knitting. There's no stash positions yet, but soon, so I think that about wraps it up. So with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.